Have you ever wondered why the Bible records Adam's death, but remains silent about Eve's? Could there be a deeper reason for this silence? A reason that holds a message for us today? And what if this silence is not emptiness, but the echo of a promise that still lives? From here, the story begins. It is the story of two people, the first man and the first woman. But it is also the story of us. Adam and Eve lived in a perfect garden. No pain, no death, no tears. God walked with them in the cool of the day, until one choice changed everything. A voice whispered, planting doubt in Eve's heart. A fruit that looked beautiful but carried death. And so they fell. From that moment, the world knew loss. The earth knew thorns, the heart knew shame, and humanity knew the weight of death. The Bible tells us Adam lived 930 years, and then he died. But about Eve, it says nothing. Her ending is hidden in silence. Why? Is it because her story is not worth telling? Or is it because her story is not truly over? Adam's death marks the cost of sin. Eve's silence may mark the beginning of hope. Because God gave her a promise, her offspring would crush the serpent's head. And from that moment, Eve carried not just sorrow, but prophecy. Every child she bore was a question. Is this the one? Every generation carried the hope of the promise-bearer. Centuries later, that hope found its answer, not in a garden, but in a stable in Bethlehem. Jesus Christ, born of a woman, stepped into the story written in Eden. He faced the serpent head-on, and at the cross, he crushed its power. So maybe the silence around Eve's death is intentional. Maybe God left it unwritten, so that her story would not close with the shadow of a grave, but remain open with the light of a promise. And if you take only one thing with you today, let it be this. Adam represents the beginning and the fall. Eve represents hope through her offspring. Both meet in the promise. Both lead us to a truth far greater than the first question. It is not about who died first. It is about who lived faithfully, who stood up after falling, who heard the voice, "Where are you?" and dared to answer, "Here I am." The story closes, but your journey is not over. Walk on, gently, patiently, with trust. Because in the spaces we think are silent, God is still speaking. And when he speaks, life begins again. From the Garden of Eden to the small room where you sit right now, the distance may seem far, but it is closer than you think. For the choices of Adam and Eve are still being repeated in our days. You will hear the whisper of the serpent, or you will trust the promise. You may grow tired of the night, or you may look toward the dawn. The answer lies within your heart. And the history of salvation remains wide open. If someday you wonder why the Bible carefully records Adam's death but is silent about Eve, remember this. Some things are written to teach us to fear sin. Some things are left unwritten to teach us to hope. And when we hold both, we understand that the story is not a fairy tale. It is a road, a real road, leading us from the dust to glory. If you need one last image to keep in your heart, picture a seed placed in the earth. It is hidden. It disappears beneath the soil. No one sees it, but it is not dead. It quietly takes root. It pushes upward, breaking through the dirt. That is the promise given to the woman. That is the most enduring hope of humanity. And that is why the story continues, even when some lines are left in silence. Hold on to that. Walk in peace. And live as one who has learned to find meaning even in the spaces between the words.